to the Rumi Mill. I'm Cindy Smiles, and today we are going to discuss the Woobles. If you are a crafter or into crochet, you have probably seen Woobles commercials. I see them all the time on my Facebook feed, on my Instagram feed, and on Amazon, which is awesome that I'm seeing it more and more, and I think a lot of that is due to the pandemic. It had its positives. And crochet becoming a more popular activity is one of them, which I love. I decided I needed to try the Woobles because it's everywhere, and I think the Woobles needed me. I needed them. I needed it. We needed each other somehow. I just wanted to spend something on crochet. And this particular kit that I had to have took me back. I know I hide it so well, but I'm a child of the 80s. I'm way back there in the time of weird, brightly colored clothes, big hair, and hairspray that most likely we had a large part to do with the killing of the ozone layer. The best music. I mean, really, the 80s, we had some of the best stuff out there. And lastly, you ever went to an arcade, a pizza inn, you saw this. Pacman. And today we are making the Woobles. Pacman. Could I ever play Pacman? No, I couldn't. Was it one of the easiest arcade games? Absolutely. But anytime you have me in a game where there is a time limit and someone is chasing me, I freak out. I actually will run into the captor's arms just to save me and put me out of my misery because I cannot handle time limits. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but give me a good game of Tetris with 0 time limits and just puzzle pieces just falling randomly from the sky that I have to organize. That is my kind of joy. And today I'm going to show you everything that comes with the kit, my own impressions of the kit. Is it worth it? Honestly, this kit is pretty expensive. It was $70 for 3 patterns. It includes everything, and I just want to see, is it worth that price? That is what we are going to do today. I ordered my kit on a Wednesday, and it was here the following Monday. I got tracking information, shipping information. It was really very fast. And then when I got here, cute things just tickle me. Even if it's a package that I know I ordered, what is in the package, it is still such a surprise to me. Look at it. And it's so cute. It has some of their little characters, the little lion and the dinosaur. Love that. Let's see what is inside my bag. I have opened it, but I have not opened the items in the bag. First, we have Pacman. Let's see, there are step-by-step videos. Everything is written in like that gaming text. What was that called? Bit something. The megabit. That really bad pixelated writing. It's that. We'll open him up in a second. Next. Blinky. Okay, so I had to look up the names of the other Pacman ghosts. The pink one was Pinky. That goes well with pink. The blue ghost was Inky. The yellow orangey ghost was Clyde. I like that name, Clyde. That's like my bunny, Cupcake Clyde, from this other video. If you don't want to go see that, that's okay. That one makes me a little, but I'll link it if you want to suffer through that. And then lastly, it came with the cherries, which are little bitty. Let me get all my materials in place. My trusty crochet bowl. This is my unicorn, and I love her. I have scissors, but I believe everything else is in the kits. Let's get started with Pacman, the wee woobly bits. It has a little Pacman sticker, and the instructions are on the inside. This has a card, and on the back here that I'm looking at, it has a QR code where I can go and follow along online with videos. We will check this out. I can't show you those, but I will look at them for you, and I will give you my opinion. And in here are the safety eyes, and there's 3. I'm assuming just in case you lose one. Darning needle. Next, we have the black yarn. I've heard really great things about this yarn. It is made with beginners in mind. It does not split. It is made from 75% cotton and 25% nylon, and it's really nice. And I think if you're a beginner, this is an awesome yarn to start with. But black, think long and hard about your life choices before you do black on a beginner project. You need to be pretty confident in your skills if you're going black. That's all I'm saying. Then we have the yellow, and it's a cute little skein. And also in here is where they have already started the magic circle for you, or the magic ring, whatever you want to call it, which is really nice because this is what makes so many people stop and never give Amigurumi a try, because this beginning part shuts people down because it is hard. It takes time. They have already started that, and they've included some cute little stitch markers. I'm excited about this part. It is a limited edition. I don't know. I just made that up. I'm assuming it's limited edition because I doubt they will have this kit out forever, but it is a Pacman crochet hook and it is ergonomic. It has a little thumb rest here. It is tapered. We will give this a shot, see if I like this. We have stuffing, and I think that's all. To get the pattern, we have to go to the URL. So we're gonna do that first. I download almost all of my patterns onto my iPad. It's easy to carry around with me when I go places. I love it. We're going to the website. I'm gonna download the pattern. This is a 4mm hook. We've got safety eyes. Oh, they're notched. I didn't notice that. That's cute. The tapestry needle, stuffing. I am concerned if this is enough stuffing. Thankfully, I've gotten myself covered in case it isn't. It gives the abbreviations for the stitches, or the terminology. All right, so we are gonna start with yellow yarn. And I personally can't handle all of these stitch markers. These are a bit much for me. And I understand why they did that, which is awesome for somebody who's new. That's great. Let's go ahead and start round 2. I personally do not like locking stitch markers, but I'm going to use these because that goes with the pattern. Or at least I don't like locking stitch markers for something like this. I like the ones that are ringed and open. It gives you nice little tips, some things you might be seeing along the way as you're making it, which I like, so they know what to expect, that they're not doing something wrong. It is leaving some pretty big holes, partially the hook, partially the yarn, because I usually use a smaller hook when I do my Amigurumi, just by one size down, but this is a thicker yarn. Okay, and one thing that I do that I always know to look for whenever I'm making something, I know some people like to have their stitch marker begin in the very first stitch for each round. I don't like to do that. I like mine on the last stitch simply because if I've made a mistake, I can usually tell that I've made a mistake as I'm counting and I get to this last stitch. Almost always the last stitch is an increase. If I get there and I'm not making an increase, I know I've messed up somewhere if my numbers don't match with where my last stitch marker is. That's just me, just as a tip for anybody, if that's helpful. May not be, but that's what I like to do. And the yarn is nice. It's not stretchy, which probably is good for a beginner. I don't like all the holes though. And just out of curiosity, I am going to try and go back to see what the videos look like. So she goes through how to hold the yarn, goes over why there are so many stitch markers, and she does nice, easy, basic steps for each type of stitch you'll be working, how to move your stitch marker, and then getting back in position, which is really good. This really is great for a beginner if you're needing video steps versus a pattern. But let's keep going on the pattern. I wish this part, the metal part, was just a little bit longer. I think it's the shaft, this is called. The hook is comfortable though. I like the thumb rest. It's nice and it's got all the Pacman stuff, which I really like that. It's so cute. Okay, I am almost done crocheting the head, and I was thinking the reason probably why I have holes is this is 75% cotton, and cotton is not my favorite yarn. It is just hard for me to work with because it's just a very stiff yarn. Even though it is cotton, I think this is a good yarn for a beginner because it doesn't split. It is a blend, so it has a little bit more stretch than just 100% pure cotton. Is it a coincidence that I'm making something from the 80s and I can't quite get it exactly how I want to because I'm old and I'm from the 80s? I think yes. So that was the last round. Let's go ahead and cut. He's a little, once his mouth gets in there and his stuffing gets in there, he'll look a little bit better. Everything goes through an ugly phase. We are in the ugly phase of Pacman. It will get better, I promise. Stuffing makes a world of difference. And then you can stretch it and you can massage it into its beauty, its glory. Now let's move to the mouth. We're gonna roll this into a ball because this is gonna get tangled. This is yarn barf, is what this is called. This is plenty for what we need. So let's get started. Part dos. On the positive side, because this is cotton and my holes are larger, I can see my stitches a little better than normal. There's a perk for having old hands and not being able to pull stitches tight. You gotta find the bright side to black yarn specifically. And here we go. The mouth is done. Let me look and see what is next. Okay, we're gonna do assembly. So here's our pieces. It is a little holy. That's a little better. And as I sew it together, it'll kind of flatten out and then I can push the stuffing around as I need to. He's cute. My impression overall of the Woobles is great. I think it's an awesome kit. I do think it's a tad expensive, but they have kits ranging all the way from $25 up to around $100, and they do have some kits that include multiple items to crochet. The videos are great. The instructions are very good. The yarn is awesome for a beginner. It is a little stiff, but that's mostly because it's cotton, and so just know that is always a stiffer yarn. If you end up really liking crochet, an acrylic blend or pure acrylic is probably the way to go. I definitely give the Woobles 2 thumbs up. If you want to see me make Blinky and the cherries, just leave me a note in the comments and that can be something else that I do. And because all the ghosts are the same, we could actually do all of them. We could do Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. It's an option too. Overall, I think the Woobles is an awesome way to get people interested in crochet and a great way to begin. I like supporting a small business like this. I say go give Woobles a chance. I'll be sure and put a link to not only their Amazon page, their website, which gives a little bit more information about all their products. It's actually where I found the Pacman. They have also put out a crochet amigurumi book that I'll put in the description, where they have most of the patterns that you can buy in the kits in the book, along with some of their accessories that are really cute. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like and subscribe to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye. So overall, my impression of the Woobles wobble and they don't fall down is what I keep saying to myself, and that is messing me up. So I need to say Wooble. It's a Wooble. Let's get started on these rad projects. If that does not date me, I'm not really sure what else would. That's a very datey statement. Rad. Who says that? Nobody. Nobody says that.